Man, these are sad times we're living in. After getting peak after peak after peak, well, the goat has to stop somewhere. And we're stopping after a crazy chapter. This was a crazy chapter that was just showing the tip of the iceberg, pretty much. Just the bit of the mayhem that we knew was coming. But yeah, can't help it. I'm not saying the other chapters were boring, but I'm saying that Togashi tricked us because we were waiting for the explosion from all that setup, all that dynamite he was placing. Turns out all that shit was fake. Those were cardboard dynamites. That shit don't explode. That shit burns. He placed the dynamite elsewhere, underground. And we're just standing on that ground and it just starts crumbling under our feet. And we're starting to just try to experience what's going to happen. Just trying to, we just like, oh, it's about to happen. And there we go. What do they call that? Isn't that edging? Yeah, guess we got edged real hard. And that's gonna be edged in my memory that we got done like that. But what can I say? Hopefully he gets better. We get some new chapters and we get into that mayhem. Talking about mayhem, again, this chapter was actually just a snippet of all the mayhem that goes down in the boat after these placements, after these slow hints that Togashi has been putting through. And so we get into the chapter. Now we go back to our favorite girls, our ladies, the Haley gang, Morena and Borkson. Now last time we saw at least Borkson picked the yes card, which was a bit iffy, let's say. I was expecting some sort of crazy mental gymnastic from Borkson. And I'm gonna be honest, I had this theory about it being Morena's ability, but I felt like Borkson was acting way natural. Well, here we find out that it is an ability. And even the way Borkson is acting, all that natural acting and natural talking is part of Morena's ability. Because she did cheat, Borkson did cheat the system. She tried to cheat the system at least. And I want to say we had prior signals that she is the type to cheat. Not that she's the type to cheat, but the fact that she was expecting Morena to cheat was the indication that she's gonna do whatever she can to get that W. So to me it made sense that she cheats, that she cheated. As a matter of fact, it's even in a beautiful way that the fact that she was seeing Morena as somebody extremely angry because they didn't want to cheat was to me a proof that she considers true, let's say, true feelings, true raw feelings, and sticks them with sort of honesty. Not honesty per se, but just going through with your plan with honor, I might say. I'm having a hard time getting what the words are, but displaying it, displaying your card, just fronting them and not hiding or just being true. And she has a hard time with that. That's why she saw Morena as somebody angry, because those emotions are so real that she's not willing to cheat in the game. And that surprised her. And that should have been the biggest hint. I had the theory about it being controlled, but hey, whatever. I don't think I talked about it in the last chapter. But yeah, Borkson cheated, and Morena lets her know. Well, that's also part of my ability. That's how it works. If you cheat, shit gets fucked up, and it shows Borkson's lack of experience with Nan, because if she knows or if she knew Nan, she would know that you don't try shit like that in an end game. You don't cheat. There usually is safety measures. You don't usually cheat. Now, cheating pushes the player to choose either yes or no. And luckily, Borkson chose yes, because that's what her feelings were more aligned with. And so Morena lets her know more about the ability. Borksen wants to be on her way and join back her little gang. But Morena is going to be monitoring, and she has the ability to monitor Borksen pretty much fully. Most of the attributes she can see from Borksen, which is a bit crazy, but yeah. So even if Borksen isn't 100% on Morena's side, well, it's a bit complicated. There is a bit of freedom that comes with it, a bit of freedom that comes with the whole contagion ability. That is great, by the way. Till at least Borksen gets the 100 points and becomes her own queen. Let's say it like that. I don't want to dwell too much into those subjects because I feel like I'm going to make the video a whole lot longer, and we don't need that. And we got a whole other side to this chapter that dwells back into the main topic, martial law. Yes, the martial of the laws of the marshals, martial law indeed. And we see martial law for the poor people. At least the people of tier 3, pretty much being used in the worst ways. And the soldiers apparently find phenomenons that are, I'm gonna put it simply, they find the ways to the hideout to Morena's place, obviously. So they let the homie Benjamin know. And the big guy is, Benjamin is bright. let me. I had these words for it. Benjamin is bulking the big guns. Well, anyway, he got a big gun. He got a big ass gun going around talking about securing Zhang Lei and Lazarus because he doesn't seem to know where they are. That which makes me assume that he knows where the rest of the princes are. But then Benjamin seems in a hurry because he has to be in a hurry. He is literally infected by the poison and he has 9.5 hours left to live. This is the front runner of succession war. You understand? This is the main powerhouse of the succession war. And he's saying he has 9.5 hours left. So Hulkenberg's plan was probably to poison Benjamin with the same poison that was used on him, so that whatever happens, happens. Now, Benjamin is the one that put down that activated the martial law, and he's trying to do a quick work of everybody else so that he might win the fucking succession war as quickly as possible. And he's not going to be winning it for himself. He's winning it for the kid, the child that we saw in Unma's room. He's trying to win the succession war for his kid. Crazy enough. So he's trying to speed around the whole thing. He's going to the Justice Bureau. He's trying to find Zhang Lei, Lazarus, and he says that there are 4 princes left. But I don't think this means that everybody else is dead per se. But I'm thinking this means that there are 4 princes that he has no access to right now. Because when he talked about Lazarus and Zhang Lei and finding their locations, he said to give those princes priority, but that they would, and then they can take care of, the lower tier princes, the lower princes. So I'm thinking there are more left. But 4 of the princes, I think, are out of his reach, and that's what he wanna speed run right now. He got 9.5 hours left to speed run this shit, so he wins, get the throne, and then his son can just rise up to become the next king, and he's fine with that. So you gotta respect the bit of resolution that the homie Big Ben got on him. Big Ben got the resolution, and he shows up to the courthouse. Now we see some familiar faces: Mizashtom, the cow, and Butterby, the dragon, which Butterby is doing one of the coolest poses. Somebody told this nigga, hey, you gotta choose, cross your arm or raise your hands up. Nigga said choose, and just keeps his arms closed and lifts his little hands up. I never saw a pose like this. It might be related to his nan, but it's just cold. It's just a pose to admire. And when he arrives there is also Kaiser. Let me not forget the homeboy Kaiser here, the little plot master. So Kaiser notes that probably Benjamin has well, been infected and that he doesn't have long to live, because Benjamin is talking about Hulkenberg and Srednich trying to conspire to commit bioterrorism, which gets, and he's justifying that as the means to activate martial law. And he's talking about the princes that he has in control. And there is a whole process to the martial law actually being applied. So he's trying to speedrun it as much as possible. And they understand that he's trying to speedrun it. But it's getting tense. And Butterby notes that, hey, Benjamin, my man, you don't look so good. And the homie's like, nah, I'm fine completely. And Kaiser, little rat, I don't know why I feel like he's a bit of a rat, but he's kind of seeing an opportunity here and says that, and to me this is really important. One more day, if I can escape this situation, I'll see the light at the end of the tunnel. I still have one final bastion. And that puts a bit of fear for me for characters like Fugetsu, because that felt like a bastion for Kaiser. But I still have one final bastion. Listen, I'm not liking those words. But anyway, that's where the chapter ends. I don't want to make a big ass review yet, and I don't want to go into details. I feel like I have to do that later. But yeah, just a beautiful chapter. That's why it pains me that it has to end right there, and we have to wait a bit more for the next chapters to come around, so we can enjoy just a good time. But yeah, man, just and let me not forget, it's been 40 minutes since martial law has been passed. You gotta remember, we jumped 30 minutes at first to the boxing game, and this is 40 minutes. This is 10 minutes after those games. So yeah, Togashi was, like I said in a couple of chapters back, Togashi was hinting at craziness happening in the future. Now, the craziness happened in the past now. He just jumped the crazy part. You understand? He jumped the combustion. We getting the smokes, and we getting smoke screen pretty much, just so he can drag us back in the past and burn us real bad. But the problem is he's gonna burn us in the real future, because we have to wait for more chapters to come around. Yeah, he's just leaving us in a conundrum here. But you gotta appreciate the beautiful chapters, man. Well, I was happy that there was a couple of chapters. I still got a bit more talk to come, and I hope to see you again. Keep it cool. Stay healthy. All right.